Hey, what's up, people? Pizzal here, and today I want to talk to you guys about the upcoming Lionsgate Blu-ray release for 2018's Suspiria. Now, this is partially going to be a review of the movie as well as a review of this Blu-ray release. And bear with me here when it comes to reviewing this movie, because this is not going to be an easy movie to review. A, because I don't want to give too much away about it, and B, because there is a lot going on in this movie. It is a very, very busy film. To quote my buddy Lorne, who I think coined the perfect word to describe this film, it is impenetrable. 2018 Suspiria is an impenetrable film. And a word of fair warning to anyone interested in seeing 2018 Suspiria. If you go into this film expecting a traditional remake or reimagining of Dario Argento's Suspiria, you are really, really, really going to hate this movie. Now, the basic plot is pretty similar to that of Argento's Suspiria in that it revolves around a young aspiring dancer who travels from America to Germany to audition for an elite dance academy, only to discover that the dance academy is ran by a coven of very powerful witches, at the center of which is one of the evil three mothers, the deadly Mother Suspiriorum. And for the first 3 quarters of 2018 Suspiria, it pretty much follows the same beats as Argento's Suspiria. However, the backdrop is very different. There is a lot of political upheaval in Germany going on in the periphery of this film, which I think is supposed to mirror the power struggle that's going on within the Dance Academy, which I actually thought was a nice addition to this film. And unlike Argento's Suspiria, which was, of course, very, very colorful, 2018 Suspiria goes for a more oppressive and bleak atmosphere, which works for this movie. Now, this film is, in its own right, very beautiful. Technically, it's extremely well made. The performances all around are phenomenal. Dakota Johnson delivers a fantastic performance. Tilda Swinton actually plays 3 different characters in this film. She is excellent in this movie. Needless to say, 3 different characters. I didn't realize she played the second character, which is actually a male character, until about halfway through the movie. And then she plays a third character that's just covered in prosthetics, and I had no idea that was her until the very end. So fantastic performances from Tilda Swinton. Now, when I said that this was a busy movie, I meant it. There's a lot going on in this movie. There are a lot of subplots going on in this film. And some of them just kind of don't go anywhere. There are a lot of moments in this film that are extremely exciting. There are a lot of really graphically violent moments in this film. There's a sequence that, according to what I'd heard during the screenings of this film in one of the film festivals, audience members actually got up and left the theater because it was so graphic. It involves Dakota Johnson dancing, and every time she does a dance move, another character, her body contorts and breaks and twists until she's basically a pretzel. And that one was pretty cool. But after you have a great sequence like that, you have what feels like just a never-ending subplot that kind of feels underdeveloped and just kind of doesn't really go anywhere and doesn't really benefit the movie as a whole. And then we have another really nice, intense moment, and then more, subplot that just is kind of flat and goes nowhere. And that makes the movie feel very herky-jerky. The pacing is definitely off. This is a 2.5-hour movie, and it feels like a 2.5-hour movie, unfortunately. Now, where this movie is going to piss a lot of people off, particularly a lot of hardcore Argento Suspiria fans, is in the third act, particularly the finale of the film. It diverts greatly from Argento's Suspiria, And personally, I had no issues with it. I actually thought it was kind of cool, but it's gonna piss a lot of people off. Personally, I dug it, but I can see how it's gonna piss a lot of people off, including Dario Argento himself, who recently came out and had some very negative things to say about the film, as well as the soundtrack, which was done by Radiohead's Tom York. Now, Tom York's soundtrack or score or what have you for this film, it's very understated, it's very atmospheric, whereas, of course, Goblin's score for Argento Suspiria was very bombastic and went very big. Tom York's score fits perfectly for this film. A Goblin type score on this film would just stick out like a sore thumb, I think. The Goblin score is perfect for Argento Suspiria. The Tom York score is perfect for this Suspiria. But yes, Argento, not a fan of this movie or its score. I have really mixed feelings about Suspiria. Like I said, there are some great moments in this film, but those great moments are followed by long stretches of, like I said, subplots that just don't seem to go anywhere and don't really benefit the overall movie very much. There are some great moments here. The performances overall are really well done. The score I really liked. The atmosphere overall I thought was really cool. There were some nice additions thrown in to this film that were not in Argento Suspiria. I did not mind the third act of the film or the finale of the movie, but again, I know a lot of people definitely will. Again, if you go into this film expecting a traditional remake or reimagining of Argento Suspiria, you are probably going to hate this movie. So just keep in mind, this is not a traditional remake or reimagining of Argento's Suspiria, but in and of itself, I'm torn. It's the kind of movie that I think would benefit from multiple viewings. I just don't know if it's the kind of movie that personally I would want to revisit on a frequent basis at all. Now, as far as this Blu-ray is concerned, the picture quality and the sound quality are both fantastic. I would give the picture quality a 4.5 out of 5. Same for the audio quality. As far as the presentation is concerned, we get a slipcase here. And really, that's about it. We do get a digital code with this release. If you guys are interested in the digital code for 2018 Suspiria, just leave a comment down in the comment section below. I'll do a drawing in about a week and select someone to give the digital code for this film too. As far as extras are concerned, first up we have the making of Suspiria. It's 3 minutes and 56 seconds in length, in which director Luca Guadagnino, Mia Goth, Renee Sutendick, and Dakota Johnson discuss the making of the film, the atmosphere, how Argento Suspiria was a watershed moment for the director, and more. Next up, we get The Secret Language of Dance. It's 4 minutes and 13 seconds in length, in which choreographer Damon Jallet, Dakota Johnson, and Mia Goth discuss the dance sequences, the style of dance incorporated into the film, and how difficult it was, and more. Next up, we get the Transformations of Suspiria. It's 4 minutes and 27 seconds in length, in which prosthetics artist Mark Coulier discussed the prosthetics used in the film during the Broken Girl sequence and for the finale. This is a pretty nice Blu-ray release for Suspiria from the folks over at Lionsgate. We only get a handful of extras on here. They're all brief and no audio commentary. What is up with the big studio horror Blu-ray releases coming these days without audio commentaries? What has happened to the audio commentary? Give us an audio commentary. Still, pretty nice release. The picture quality and sound quality are both very good. We get a slipcase, we get a digital copy, etc., etc. I'll put a link to Lionsgate Entertainment's website down in the description. Go over and check them out. I'm torn when it comes to this movie. Still, I want to recommend it, but the caveat is, if you go into this film expecting a traditional remake or reimagining of Dario Argento's Suspiria, you are going to hate it. Let this film stand on its own feet. Go into it expecting an experience. And I think you you may just dig it. If you've seen 2018 Suspiria, please let me know your thoughts on the film down in the comments section below. If you like this video, please leave it a thumbs up. If you're not following me on social media, those links are in the description. They're also right around here. As always, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Take care, and until next time, peace. Join the $1 a month club and help support my channel on Patreon. Thank you to my current patrons: Kevin Smythe, Orc145626, B-Movie Mike, Robert Sobel, Turi Delamore, Stephen Flanagan, Lori Holt, Mitch Odell, Farron Sutton, Craig Farrand, Jeremiah Lambert, Grindhouse Grotto, Joseph Charlesworth, Chris Earls, Derek Jana, Demon Waffles, Tim Williams, Stone Gassman, Zachary Barton, Mr. Bibby86, James Welch, Eli Geisler, Jeff Overing, Cliff Hostetter, Kyle McGuire, Jay the Stingray, Lauren Dixon, Travis Davis, Dave Barnes, Jonathan Lundy, Chris Parsons, Chris Gonzalez, Trenton Bowser, and Alan Scott. Say hello to the internet, Jeremy.
Hello to the internet.